afternoon, ladies and, well, it means ladies and gentlemen, but I guess maybe Jack on the back. My name is Nabila, but most of you may know me as Belle. I am from Brunei, which is in Southeast Asia. I have been studying speech pathology in Scotland since 2009, and now just finishing in Australia. I am bilingual, fluent in English and Brunei Malay. Thanks to Blake, I feel very successful. So, having trained in English, I am interested in speech pathology practices in a multilingual setting, as I'll be returning to practice speech pathology in Brunei. Before we begin, I would like to set our bearings together when we discuss Southeast Asia. So here we have Australia, and here we have Southeast Asia. 11 countries altogether, coming from a colorful linguistic landscape, a diverse region with individually diverse nations, with each country having culturally and linguistically diverse peoples. And bilingualism is generally not an unusual occurrence. So how does this relate to speech pathology? Speech pathology practices within the Australian Multicultural Society approaches bilingualism from the scope of having multicultural communities in a dominantly English-speaking landscape. Our approach is supporting bilingualism or multilingualism is by preservation of heritage languages of families immigrating into Australia by encouraging its use in the family home war, and then the child develops in this dominantly English-speaking environment. So most speech pathology organizations, Speech Pathology Australia included, have set standards whereby we accommodate, we embrace our clients from culturally and linguistically diverse backgrounds in our management. Laura Daughter pushes this a bit forward and says, it's important of assessment and management in our speech pathology, for us to do it in all the languages our clients speak. I know, daunting. I accept that considering languages outside of English will be challenging in practice, but I would like to share a reflection I had on that. Thinking, what if I got a stroke? And before you assess me for pragmatic issues, this does happen, this is in context. I just finished my adult placement in an acute setting today, at 12. And I've been thinking, what if I got a stroke? I would want my speech pathologists to not only consider English, but also Malay in their management of my speech pathology. I would want my clinician to help me out and get the important parts of what makes me, me. Should I ever lose it? Let's return to Southeast Asia. I'm a little emotional bubble. All right. As I mentioned earlier, Southeast Asia is a culturally and linguistically diverse region. But I would like to focus on 4 countries in particular with regards to their relationship with the English language. So the Ministries of Education in both Brunei, that's where I'm from, Brunei and Singapore, have intentionally designed their curriculum to cultivate a nation of bilinguals. Both countries' heritage language is taught with English from an early age. In the Philippines, hi Valerie. In the Philippines, the Filipino language, for instance, the widely used Tagalog and English are both official languages of the country. In Malaysia, in Malaysia, although Bahasa Melayu is the official language, English is a recognized second language of the nation. And I have been given the opportunity for a project placement in Singapore, where I shall focus on examining speech pathology practices in a multilingual setting. So here is Singapore, but you can't see it here because it's only an area of 719 kilometers, so Zooming in, that little orange bit there, that's Singapore. A total population of about 5.6, 5.5 million people. Her demographics mainly include people from a Chinese, Malay, and Indian background. What is fascinating about Singapore, according to Limit All, is how English is used as a unifying language between the different backgrounds. So each heritage language is learned alongside of English from an early age. So, for instance, an individual with a Chinese background would learn Mandarin with English. A Malay would learn Malay in English. And an Indian would learn Tamil in English. So each people preserve their heritage language and use English in harmony. Interactions between the Singaporean peoples, however, and English may have resulted to the birth of Singlish, the colloquial language in Singapore. Right. So while in Singapore, I shall endeavor to gain more insight to multilingual practice. I will commence my Southeast Asian Stream Project placement at the Early Intervention Program for Infants and Children, or EPIC, and it will be EPIC, at Tampines. I am flying out this Sunday, hopefully. Oh, well, inshallah. Just translated that. And while I'm at EPIC, I shall be involved in their literacy program and interprofessional collaboration between teachers and speech pathologists. Not only will I have the opportunity of exposure to bilingual practice, I shall also be exposed to interprofessional dynamics in a multilingual setting. Lucky. I have also developed a survey directed for our alumni from Singapore or are working in Singapore to shed more light on their experiences working in a multilingual setting. So that's hopefully going to go live, be distributed on Monday, and it'll take about a week, and it'll return to me, and then I'll do it in a report, and everything's going to be lovely. Where to from here? Home. This is one of Brunei's iconic mosques, the Sultan Omar Ali Saifuddin Mosque in our capital, Bandar Seri Begawan. I look forward to finally returning to Brunei and practice speech and language pathology. I hope my experience in Singapore may help me be more informed in what I can expect in practicing speech pathology in a cultural and linguistically diverse landscape. I shall now thank you in my language, terima kasih, for listening to my presentation at such a late time.